Why choosing yourself is so important. Let's talk about this for a little minute. Hi, I'm Sheila, and thank you for this conversation. Oftentimes, we think that choosing yourself over and over may be selfish, and at least for me, I have had moments where my mind actually convinced me that yeah, you're being selfish. You're just thinking about yourself. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, if you cannot learn how to one, control yourself, fend for yourself, rely on yourself, how in the world are you going to be there for somebody else? Sure, you can be there physically, but you're not really present when you are, in the midst of all this chaos going on in your life. So, why is it good? It's good because, one, your mission is bigger than what you even assume it to be. Sometimes we know our mission early on, and other times we're still in the process of figuring it out. And if that's you as well, that is also okay, because staying stagnant is not going to help you. It's doing certain things daily that's going to help you move forward and find loopholes, and find not even loopholes, and find pathways, guidance towards what you are becoming, who you are becoming, and what your true purpose is. As we move on to these new eras of our lives, as we progress, it's important, at least for me, it's important for me to share that we are just souls passing by on this earth. So your mark, whether it's towards one person or towards millions of people, it's still important. And what do you want to leave on this earth? I can tell that my grandfather that passed, what he left on this earth, happiness, the pleasure of the simple things, that stayed in my mind, because when you mark somebody, it doesn't matter who, it ripples, right? It passes on. So me trying to embody the pleasure of just the little things, the simple things, is like in dedication to him, and what I see my parents are passing on is like the respect and like the education that they've put towards. So what are you in your little bubble know for now to like try to be good at? Are you being a good parent? Is that your mission? Because trust me, your kids will feel it. Your kids will feel it. They may not understand it right now, but in the end they will, because there's so many things that you are doing that they are not seeing. You are working in the background. I haven't seen, I did not understand until years later how much parenthood is challenging, because we always look at, sorry, I'm choking up, but we always look at our parents as these heroes, but literally they are They are these beings just like us, and they're doing what they can with the knowledge that they have. I digress. I'm not trying to be sensitive here, but understand that why is it important to fend for yourself, to be true to yourself, and to focus on yourself? I think that there is a way for you to integrate all aspects of your life, but dedicate some time to knowing who you are, because you cannot become this different person if you don't understand who your past life was, what triggered you in the past, what events marked you in your life. There are a few people that I look at, that I'm inspired by, and I feel that I have shared some on this channel. But I believe it was Nero. If you go look at his channel, because he has a lot of knowledge into this, and I am not, I am not promoting anything. I'm just speaking truthfully, because the message that was given was, if you don't know the history, the best, how did he word it? Because I think he worded it from somebody else as well. The best chapters of your life to know are the past chapters of your life, something like that. And similarly, if you look at people that may have marked you, for me, I have listened to a lot of Tony Robbins, and he speaks about his past life. You don't become this great without having something that marked you in the past. So he speaks about how when he was young, his father, was so proud that he did not want to accept any food or donation from anybody. So like that marked him, and that shaped his life. So your past events and your parents' events, it's a way for you to start healing the trauma that they unconsciously passed on to you, and in a way for you to actually make that your mission. Because now his mission is actually to feed people, right? To feed people, just like he didn't have the chance, like he didn't have that in him he didn't have that in his younger years, the money to feed his family or something like that. Like he did not grow up in a wealthy environment, so now he's trying to do that for other people. So what is your mission? And focus on your mission. And this is why, for me right now, even though I'm not clear on where it is, but I know that me documenting certain steps and documenting, like how my thought process is, because it's definitely not perfect. It's not perfect. I go through waves on a daily, waves on a probably like every minute. But that doesn't mean that right now the goal for me is to regulate those waves and not allow them to shake me in any shape or form, because they will happen. And that's something that I didn't understand before, or I refused to allow myself to understand. Waves are inevitable in life. There are waves, like, it's just how it is. But how you deal with it, this is going to make or break you. So don't allow life to choose for yourself. Choose you first. Yes, choose you before you choose anybody else. So how you do that? Plan. I always go back to one thing that marked me, and I keep saying this over and over. One interview that Serena Williams did. She said, discipline allows me to be free. I'm paraphrasing, but she mentioned that, and I was like, whoa. I always had this restriction. I was disciplined on a loose term, but I was never disciplined where I actually followed through on words for myself. So this marked me because I am on the mission of allowing more free time for myself, for my future, because I want more free time to spend with my family, with my loved ones, with my dearest friends. I want that spontaneity, but I have to learn how to structure the necessary things that are going on in my life right now so that I can move towards that freedom. And we're doing this now. I say we because I hope that you are doing this alongside with me. We're doing this in a way where we are no longer doing this so that we can be discombobulated or overwhelmed or burned out. We are doing this little by little because in the grand scheme of things, if you do nothing for a whole year, you will have nothing. So I rather plan small doses throughout the full year and see how it goes, because it will compound. And then the next year I plan for a bigger dose. So let's stabilize ourselves this year. This year is about stabilizing our nervous system. And I keep saying nervous system. It's something that I've learned from my coach, and it's something that I keep on seeing on, throughout the internet. But I would say it's in correlations with your internal emotions, right? How you allow your emotions to move your actions. I think it was Tracy, what's her name? Tracy Ellis. She mentioned something also where she allows herself to go through these situations. Let's say, I'm not saying that you should bypass all your emotions. No, you are human. You should feel them. If you need to cry, get a good cry out of yourself, So let's go back to Tracy. So Tracy Ellis. I need to remember exactly who. So she mentioned in one of her videos or interviews that she allows herself to feel. She gives herself a certain amount of time to just cry it out. Just let it all out. But then she gets back. She moves forward because she still has to pay the bills. She has to still go through the emotions, but also go through life, because we're all going through the same life. We're just, whether or not we allow life to shake us, to create its destiny for us, that's on us. That's why we have the choice. So that is to say, choose you. Choose you first and stick to your intentions. Stick to your promise. It's like a job. You are going to get paid tenfold in the learning of yourself, because you can pay so many coaches like hundreds or thousands of dollars just to teach you how to become confident. And confidence, self-trust is where it all starts, because there are a lot of people that do not have the same knowledge as you, yet they do so much more than you do, and sometimes it can be frustrating. But what do have? They have an inevitable self-belief, and they choose themselves. They focus on what their mission is, and no matter what, they're sticking to the freaking plan. Quoting Layla Hormozi here. But trust me, these past few months that I have been developing who I am, if we look back, and I only have this to show. So this is why I'm speaking of that for now. I did not set a strict schedule for myself. I allowed life to truly move me, and I was internally shaken based on certain events and things like that. But then once that switched, once that mindset flipped, I am becoming much more aware of my place on this earth. I don't know the mission yet, but I know that I am dedicated to myself, so that maybe this click could be a click for somebody else to stay true to yourself, stay true to your goals, and do it little by little. We're not here to go intensively, because sure, there are moments in life where you do have to go intensively, but if you are coming through a really exhausting period, figuring out how to integrate rest, scheduling your rest, which is why this is why I'm saying this over and over. We're going to keep repeating the same things over and over. Scheduling your rest is as if you're scheduling work. It is so important, because it's telling your nervous system, it's telling your internal emotions that we are safe to relax, because we trust ourselves to know that we did what we need to do. All right? So I hope that these little bits and pieces can combine together to form something that resonates with you. And if it does, I'd love to hear from you. Please share in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. I know you are more capable than you think. We all believe in somebody else more than we believe in ourselves sometimes. But now let's switch this. Let's switch this, and let's be this cheerleader that is giving 1,000% on cheering ourselves first, so that we can just shoot forward. And I believe in you. I know you got this. You have this dream, and it's okay if it's grandiose. You have a whole life. Let's kind of give it bits and pieces. I'll give you an example, and I know the video is getting a little long, but there is one thing that I want to do, and I'm a little bit fearful of doing it because I don't have the skill. I don't have the skill for it, and I'm not gonna say what it is now, but I'm just saying the intention. And I feel the resistance because it's like, oh, it's too late. Why are you going for that? You know, what are you gonna get out of it? Like, you should not do that. So I get these resistance, but I'm like, you know what? F this. If I do one small action, even if it's like, let's say I have this pen here and I'm supposed to write, even if it's like, okay, I'm gonna put a freaking dot on that paper today, I'm gonna put that freaking dot on that paper today, and then tomorrow we're gonna put another dot, okay? I know this is like very minor, but I hope you get that example, right? So this is helping that resistance fade away. And little by little, we will get to that point. That doesn't mean you won't ever have a resistance, and that's okay too. But now, let's go back to a few things that we've spoke about before. We spoke about how to regulate your nervous system. Breath work has been a game changer for me, where I don't negotiate it anymore. I can be speaking, or I can be like somewhere out in public, and I still do my breath work. You can still do that, having deep breaths, and people won't even notice that you're doing this. It's very, very important. Learn to breathe deeply, and I'm still learning the right ways to do this and what to incorporate in my lifestyle. So figure out what's good for you. So yeah, I spoke about a few different things here, but it all comes back to how you can choose you, and these are all tools to choose yourself, to help you, to help these emotions slow down and not over excite you, so that your mind gets like flustered and stuff. All right, so remember, these are tools. All of these things are tools, whether it's lighting a candle, which, by the way, I make handmade candles, and I'll put the link down in the description down below. Whether it is lighting a candle, or burning incense, or, you know, scheduling time, like 5 minutes to go for a walk. These are all tools that you need to incorporate regularly. Prayer is good because it calms you down. It gets you into that state. It is a tool, and also a way for you to connect with the divine. But that is based on what you believe, right? Your religion and your spirituality, however it may be. So come back to yourself. Protect your heart. Come back to yourself. You are safe. Internally, you are safe. So let's continue this practice. You and me, we got this. All right? So until then, my friends, I don't know which number this video is. Probably, I think it's 50. So we're getting close to day 90. So let's keep it moving. Anyway, I'll see you soon, and choose you.